Hey guys, my name is Sergio Velasquez, and this is your local series, Uptown Surge. And today we have a special treat for you. So join us as we interview Mark Sharpe and take you on a deep dive of our innovation corridor, right here at Rhythm at Uptown. See you soon.
We'll jump off with our first question here. What makes Uptown an ideal place for innovation?
I think the what jumps kind of off the page and what drew me to the Uptown District were the anchors, the institutions that are here. So you've got a major research university, one of the top research universities in the nation, one of the leading universities for the production of intellectual property in the nation. That's the University of South Florida, sitting right here. Right next door to the USF is Moffitt Cancer. So Moffitt Cancer is a presence on their campus. But they also have this brand new, multi-million-dollar hospital that they built right there on McKinley. Mm-hmm. So you've got a major hospital, great university, and then right just to the north of the university, you have Advent Hospital, one of the top hospitals in the nation, sitting right, again, within walking distance of the university. You across the street from Advent and the University of South Florida, you've got the Veterans Administration Hospital. So you have these great institutions next to and the VA hospital, of the 168 hospitals in the nation, it's one of the 4 largest and busiest in the country, doing cutting-edge research that are changing the lives of both our active duty soldiers, but also our retired vets. So the idea is you've got these great anchor institutions that are within walking distance of 50,000 or so residents, many of them who are here without skills, without training that could be helpful for them to actually be gainfully employed in what we now call Uptown. So our mission is to have our anchors working together with the residents, build a real community, a real city.
So with those organizations, are there any notable achievements or even projects that have been positive, that have had a positive impact?
Well, absolutely. In fact, I'm going to visit the new Yuengling Hospitality House, which is right across the street on 30th Street and Fowler Avenue. Yuengling, America's largest brewery. Mm-hmm. Their home is Pottsville, Pennsylvania, but they have a large presence in Tampa, right there on 30th Street. And the Yuengling family took a bet and said, you know what? A community is being built here. We need a place for the community to go, like a winery that you see in certain parts of the country where you can go and families can come and sit there and enjoy the outdoors and can play games. But there's a fine restaurant, there's meeting space. And so the Yuenglings have built a $35 million hospitality house, and they're employing people. So 189 new jobs were created. We're going to have over 200 jobs created, and many of those jobs will be taken by the folks who live within, again, walking distance or a short ride of the Yuengling Hospitality House. So, we've got billions of dollars of development, billions from our anchor institutions, to include right here where we're sitting. RD Management, they're one of our anchor members. RD Management owns what used to be the old University Mall. Now it's called Rhythm. Rhythm stands for research, innovation, technology, habitat, medicine. So this is going to become the epicenter of research and innovation, but accessible to the community. Oftentimes, in the old days, research was done behind walls and fences, and you had guards, and it was all, inaccessible to the community. We wanted to create a partnership with the university, but that is accessible to the community. So folks can come in and see what's happening and then hopefully be part of it. So that's happening right here at Rhythm. And Rhythm is going to be 100 acres of research and innovation, high-end office. You'll be seeing hotels that we're going to start building here by the end of the year. So 2 fabulous Marriott hotels are going to be here for our residents. It's going to be a real community. You've got down on the other end of Rhythm, you've got the View Studio. Mm-hmm. One of only 4 LED volume studios that the View have built, one of the largest LED volume studios in the nation, and it's right here at Rhythm.
So beyond like Rhythm and Yuengling, Rhythm kind of being the birthplace ultimately to an extent, and Yuengling extending their footprint, is there any other, we'll say, testimonials or organizations who have made an impact beyond just the two of them?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all of our members have made an impact. Florida Blue is one of our anchor institutions, and they came to us and said, we want to do something not simple but hard. We want to end generational poverty. And so as an organization, we said, well, we're going to work with you to bring cutting edge technology to the community where we can train people to use, edge tech, edge computing, chat GPT, all the buzzwords you hear about AI, machine learning, but bring it into the community. And so we're going to be bringing that type of training to thousands of residents, so they have access. But I'll tell you, I think one of the most exciting partnerships we've got is with the Florida Department of Transportation. People go, FDOT? My gosh, that's a large institution that builds roads. They do. They build state roads. They're working on the interstate right now. So as you go down 275, you'll see FDOT at work. FDOT is going to boulevard Fowler Avenue. That is probably one of the most important projects in the history of Hillsborough County. Right here in our neighborhood, this 8-lane road that has been challenging to our community. For many years, it was one of the most dangerous roads in the state, but also in the nation. So the Florida Department of Transportation, District 7, David Gwynn is the director of the Florida Department of Transportation, District 7, said, we're going to do something about that. We're going to create a road that's safe for our community, that attracts business, that attracts residents. You're already starting to see now new hotels going up along Fowler Avenue, student housing going up along Fowler Avenue. You're going to have high-end apartments and workforce housing along Fowler. But if you're going to do it right, you're going to have a road that has the capacity to move people. And we have about 60,000 trips a day on Fowler. But what about those who don't have a car? What if they're on a bike? What if they're walking? We'll have trails. We're going to have safe sidewalks. What if it's transit? We want to bring transit to the community. I'm talking real transit you can count on, that will get you from one point of Fowler to the other point, an easy distance for you to commute without having to drive a car. So we'll have fewer people in cars, we hope, more transit all along this innovation corridor. And we actually see Fowler being part of the innovation taking place in our community. It's going to attract companies, it's going to attract people, and the tech we use on Fowler is going to be that cutting edge tech that makes a difference in the lives of everybody who lives here.
To go a little further into, you kind of hit it on it a little bit, was the structuring of the strategies and initiatives that you guys are bringing into Uptown and Rhythm. Can you go a little bit further into that, into the Innovation District, as you kind of referred to it as?
Well, you talked about, first, strategy number one is, bring the community into this process. We're building an innovation district. We've got these great anchor institutions. In the old day, when I was a county commissioner, the anchor institutions hid behind walls and fences and guards and all the things that you have that keep the community out because they're doing their business, And what we want to do is create an engaged community that's connected to the institutions, and the institutions are connected to the neighborhood. And our mission is to work with the community, allow the community to have input into what they want to see here at Rhythm and along the Fowler corridor, and then to be part of it and to train them, to give them the skills necessary so that they can work in these jobs. But to build a real community, a community that I believe will take advantage of the talent that's here, but underappreciated. When we can find a way to help train the talent, and by talent I mean the residents who live here, who in the past we looked past them because we didn't see them. We would drive by the homes and drive by the people that were walking, and then we'd go to our anchor institutions and kind of like ignore the community around. We want the anchor institutions to see the value of the community, bring them in as workers, employees, customers, whatever it might be. And that's how you build a real community. And I think that's also how you rebuild America. And that's part of our mission. We want to rebuild America right here.
Nice. So I'm going to end with one little last question here. What are some specific priorities of the Soaring City Rhythm, the Uptown movement for the next 5 years?
Okay, great
moving
question.
on?
We'll close with our priorities. Priority number one is to make sure that the Fowler Avenue Boulevard works in a way that benefits the community, benefits the businesses that are along the corridor, and I think reaches what we have, the high expectations that we have as a community for one of the greatest corridors in the nation. We want the Fowler Boulevard to be something that everyone around the world wants to replicate. So that's a high priority. I'll tell you, a major priority of our organization is to bring quality transit to Rhythm, to Uptown, to the Fowler corridor. And so we're working with the city, we're working with the county, we're working with the Florida Department of Transportation, and all the businesses and private companies to find a way to bring quality transit to Uptown, and then make sure that Uptown is connected to downtown, Midtown, and the airport. So that's going to be a high priority. Job training is priority number three. As I talked about before, we're going to make sure that we bring the best training in the world so that the community can, work on these jobs. And then number four, just continue to organize. We got to bring new companies here. We got to make sure that people are a part of this great community.